Everybody, hi, please come in, like and share the video as you come in. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. Thank you very much for joining. It's a Samba show. So let me see what the lighting is like. Yeah, I think that's better. Please, as you come in, kindly like and share the video. No music today because, oh my God, it's been a very, very sad 24 hours, to be honest with you. There's so many horrible things happening, to be honest with you. This show, we're going to be talking about some of those things and some of the lessons that we can learn from it. As you come in, please like the video and share the video as you come in, please. Like and share as you come in, please. I welcome everybody. So Poppy King, my beautiful sis, welcome. Please, as you join in, share the video. Share. Invite all your village people to come in. How are you doing, sis? I hope you're doing good. And our little prince, hope he's doing great as well. Send money. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. I'm just so heartbroken with this whole Yul Edochie's son's death. It's so sad. It's such a sad day. So sad, to be honest with you guys. Such a sad day. Hot Pepper. Welcome, darling sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling good, sis. Please, as you come in, like the video, share the video, invite more people to join us. Not good. Oh, so sorry, sis. Ashia, wishing you a quick recovery. Please like and share the video, please. Like and share. Auntie Rosemary, thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't watch the whole show. I'm gonna go rewatch it. It was an amazing last few minutes when I joined. I could see how emotional you were with the whole thing, especially you've been following this Yule situation for a long time. So the first person that came to mind when I saw that news about his son was you, actually. So it's really sad. It's really terrible. People don't understand how their behavior can actually affect, like they say, the common adage which says when elephants are fighting, two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that suffers. When parents are fighting and they're going at each other, the kids are the ones that actually suffer the most. And we see this here all the time. The actions that parents do, the decisions that some parents make have really drastic consequences towards their children. Emerencia Abla, welcome sis. Thank you so much for joining. Please, as you come in, like the video and share. It has drastic consequences. You know, as much as we know that what's happened to May and Yule is like Yule opening the door for the devil to come in. But also when you look at certain things, all I can think is these children were probably going through a lot, because what we read is that this boy actually had a seizure and passed away. These kids go through a lot. They don't say it. Tabiena, our most eligible bachelor in the building. Welcome, darling. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. These children don't say it. They internalize things. Shireen's Kitchen. Welcome, big sis. Thank you so much for joining. These African kids, they internalize things. They don't say it. They don't speak out, because that's just how they grow up. You know, you don't get involved in adult business. Even though they are your parents, they don't say anything. They just sit there. Perhaps this little boy has been processing this whole thing for months and months and months, and it's been playing on his mind. Some people will be surprised to understand that youngsters can actually have a heart attack. Yes, the enemy can actually seize the opportunity too, but youngsters do suffer from high blood pressure when they go through stress. Research has proven that the youngsters who die of a heart attack, no one knows what this little boy was probably going through. I bet you nobody ever contacted these kids, put them down. They probably don't have any, they don't have counselors. They are expected to just deal with the situation. They are expected to just deal with the situation and not complain. Whereas these kids could be going through worse emotions than their parents. Because as a parent, as a child, you expect your parents to be together, to always be there, to love each other, and you feel like you're protected when both parents are together. You all are living under the same roof. And to feel like your family is just breaking, you don't know what's going to happen to your dad, you don't know what's going to happen to your mom. Kids are thinking, perhaps he's also thinking, I will have to choose between mom and dad. All those things play on the mind of the child. Health and Zumba Master, welcome, darling sis. Sit down, baby. Sit down, honey. Thank you. Sit. Well done. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Try some of those. There's just so much going on that people don't realize it. So much going on. And because the parents are just busy at each other's neck, Yul is focusing on trying to, resolve issues between running a wife and a side chick. And May is trying to, see what she can do to make sure that her family is still protected. And they lose sight of what those children are probably going through. And they really have to be very careful, because also the young girl, their daughter, I think the first one, they have to be very careful, because this whole situation can have a very huge negative impact in the life of that young girl, a beautiful young girl for that matter. Yes, she may have lost her brother completely. He's gone. Physically, he's not here, which is really, really terrible. But if care is not taken, they may lose their daughter, their firstborn. She may be present physically, but they may lose her emotionally. That little girl can be destroyed. That young woman who is growing up can literally be destroyed or messed up psychologically for the rest of her life. Why? Just because of a mistake, a stupid decision taken by her dad. Just stupid decision that we adults make. A principal voice of reason, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Most of these selfish men, they don't care about how the children feel. They don't. Because the ego, that narcissistic character in you, very blasé about the whole thing. I really don't understand how people can feel like it's okay to put the mess that their family is going through on social media. It really saddens me. It really, really saddens me. And that's why I'm so pleased that Auntie Rosemary and Minister Mrs. Bridget Benjamin are talking about this thing, because people, probably making light of situation about side chick getting to people's homes. This thing destroys family. It was last week I played a video, or you guys listened to that audio about the guy narrating how a side chick destroyed the whole family, his friend's family, ruined it, brought the whole family to ground level, because she said it's either me and your daddy or no one else. So if the side chick is not going to do it herself, the whole pressure of the situation is going to ruin your family for good. If Emeresa Abla says, honestly, If this is what the whole issue of handsomeness is all about, women should start getting married to the ugly men then, because handsomeness comes from within. Just like you say, beauty lies within. Handsomeness is about the character of the person. It's about the character of the person, not even the physicality. And first of all, I don't see anything that's handsome about Yul Edochie, to be honest with you, with the size of the nose that he's got. I don't see anything handsome. And he speaks like I don't know if anybody feels so irritated when Yul is talking, because I find him so arrogant, so full of himself, too big for his boots. He's really too big for his boots. For just no reason, to be honest with you. Just the fact that you're a producer, you're the son of a prominent actor in the Nollywood industry. You feel you're handsome and you have a place. No, I don't find him handsome. He's got the most ugly nose I've ever seen. He feels he's handsome. He's not handsome. Good for those who see him as a handsome man, but I don't find him handsome. And this is the problem. The ones who always go around claiming to be handsome are the worst looking ones. He was blessed to get married to a beautiful, stunning lady, blessed with all the good genes that any woman could ever pray for. I feel so bad. I feel so sorry. It's like May has been hit by another storm. She hasn't even finished dealing with this side chick business. She now has to deal with her son. When would that woman ever recover? Talking of breaking down, when would that woman ever recover? She's still processing how a demon is coming in to ruin her family. And then a bigger one strikes her. I wonder what Yul is going to be talking. I wonder what he's going to say. I wonder if he's going to have regrets. He's going to live with guilt for the rest of his life. He's going to be living with guilt for the rest of his life. Unless it's Support Pekin, very fat nose. And he thinks he's the most handsome man in the world. And I don't know why when he feels like he needs to talk like a lion that is being taken to a slaughterhouse. He feels it's sexy, it's arousing. I find it so, it makes me cringe. It sends chills down my spine when he speaks in that very horrible tone of his. Some men have no shame. Likewise, some women have no shame. You see a beautiful home and you decide to come and wreck it. Some people have no shame in this life. Like Auntie Rosemary will always say on her show, what would your headstone say about you when you're gone? What would your headstone say? What would it carry? What message? What will you leave behind? What legacy will you leave behind? Who are you? What are you going to leave behind? What's the name you're going to leave behind? The home breaker, the home wrecker, the killer, the murderer, the narcissist, the sadist, the bully, the most infidel man, the most infidel, adulterous man, adulterous woman, What will become of your story? Some people don't probably think about it. I'm so saddened by this young man's death. A lot of people feel the pain because these are children who are in front of the camera. They're on social media. People relate to them from probably the time they were born. People build that relationship with them. It's almost like the virtual family. So people are feeling the pain. People are feeling the pain. So sad. So sad. It's so sad. I'm going to see in the comments. I just pray that God will give me the strength that she so, requires at this very time, that she can, navigate this situation. And she needs to really focus. Take her kids, the remaining ones, if she can. Take it and protect it. Because if they don't protect those children, they're going to lose more. They may not lose it, like I said, physically, they will lose their kids emotionally. They would ruin those children, and they really don't want to do that. They really don't want to do that. Their focus should be those kids. Grace William, welcome, darling sis. Beautiful sis. Jinken Don, my darling sis, welcome. Villa Mama Lily, the Lily, big sis, welcome. BTV, welcome, sis. The focus should be those kids, no one else. The selfishness is just too much. Tata Mona, no, my respect. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Grace William, welcome, beautiful sis. And then somebody says, if a man is rich, you can take as many side chicks as possible. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. The most ridiculous thing. Maps to the world. Welcome, darling sis. Welcome. The most ridiculous thing. I'm coming from a woman. I pray. I mean, probably you don't value your marriage. I suppose you don't value your marriage, because anybody who values their marriage will not sit and say it's okay for a man who is rich to get as many wives as possible. You know? Even in polygamous home, that the thing is done correctly, the children still suffer. The children suffer. Okay? I've seen it firsthand, not because I'm not from a polygamous home, but I have a relative who was, a second wife. So if a polygamous home, which is a legal marriage status, if the kids can be destroyed, what more of a side chick who is coming to destroy a family? And the kids are probably thinking, who is this stranger? Who are you? And then their dad is there supporting a stranger. And then you have another person who is supposed to be telling these kids, it's not okay. Don't allow somebody come to destroy your home. You have that person who has a platform, who can educate and empower other women and other men and other young boys and girls. Say, it's okay. I pray you never get to taste the pain of a wife who feels betrayed by a husband, an unfaithful one for that matter. So painful. Busybody, welcome, darling Mama, welcome. Nobody, I don't wish this on my worst enemy even. I don't. That's why Minister Mrs. Bridget Benjamin, she said something that was quite interesting, as you know. Yes, it's something that is very basic to understand, but sometimes people say things to you and you have that aha moment. You think, oh my God, it rings a bell. It makes sense in the simplest form of it. When she said, men or women know the consequences or the impact of their actions when they are caught cheating. And that's why they do it in hiding. Okay? Most men will do it in hiding. They don't want their wives to know, because they know the impact that will have in the lives of their wives or their partners. So they do that in hiding, so discreetly. And then you have arrogant men who come out and say it's okay for the side chick to, gallivant and, prance around social media and talk carelessly and be disrespectful to the main wife, to the wife, not the main wife, to the wife, and have their friends, talk with disregard to the wife. That just baffles my imagination. I wonder the kind of society we want to build for our generation, for the people coming behind us. Just Babe, welcome, big sis. Thank you so much for joining. Busybody, thank you, Mama. I just wonder the kind of community we're building, the kind of society we want to leave behind. Because when I think about my kid, I worry. That's why you want to make a positive impact in your community, hoping that it will be a safe place for your child or your children to live in when you're gone. Johnson Takwan, welcome, darling sis. Thank you. Johnson, bro. Welcome. I missed you so much. You abandoned me for a long time. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome, welcome. Honestly, we really have to think things, carefully. If you're that girl, if you're that woman or if you're that man and you're, funicking with someone else's wife or someone else's husband, start thinking. Start thinking. Do the right thing. If the man really loves you and he want to make you a wife, he will do the right thing. He will go to the wife and announce his intention. That's if and only if his marriage to the first wife was a polygamous one. Don't be a home wrecker. Do not be somebody that will have blood on their hands or in their hands for having ruined somebody's life, because not everybody can take it. Kamejis TV, welcome, sis. Not everybody can take it. I may be able to withstand the pain, may be able to withstand the pain. Other people may not be able to withstand the pain. How do people sleep at night? How do you sleep at night if you're not a narcissist? If you have not lost touch with reality, how do you sleep at night knowing that you're making someone's wife cry and wet their pillow every night? You're making somebody's child scared for the uncertainty that is going to happen in their family. How do you sleep at night? And shame to all those people supporting side chicks. Shame to all those people encouraging side chicks. Shame to all those people who know them and say nothing. Shame to all those people, those friends you call your friends, who know your husband is frolicking around and they say nothing. Shame to you all. Shame to you all. When people get married, they're getting married hoping for the best. It's not a bed of roses. It's not a bed of roses. There are challenges, big challenges in any marriage. But as people who want to stay and live together, people always work towards those, their differences and make it happen. But you should not, nobody, another human being should not be the reason or one of the factors or hurdles in their marriage. You shouldn't be, especially when it's deliberate. Please like the video as you come in, especially when it is deliberate. It's so sad. Let's pray for this young man's soul to find rest. And let's continue to put May and those other kids, the surviving siblings, in our prayers, because those kids, they need those prayers. And I hope and I pray that those kids are actually receiving some counseling. I hope and I pray that they are getting some counseling, because they really need it. They really, really need it. Back in the days, our forefathers were doing all those things, but doing it so discreetly. That's why sometimes, you hear stories of a girl. I know of a friend who actually was walking on Commercial Avenue. Anybody who is from Bamenda, Commercial Avenue, she was walking down the street of Commercial Avenue and she saw somebody that looked like her replica. It was like her twin self, like she was staring in the mirror. That was her sister. But she never knew. She only found out in later years, coincidentally, because the parents did it so discreetly. Nowadays, look at the way people are flaunting themselves and bragging about wrecking the homes of other people. God save us. God help us. God help us. Jinken don't say, how come I can't see my sister-in-law Akamejis 237? Oh, I don't know, sis. I don't know why. Just Babe says it's unbelievable. The sad thing for me is I know majority of these people went to school with them, socialized with them, etc., which is sad. It's almost like you're looking at it, Big Sis, and wondering, did I really know these people? Are they truly, or were they truly what they painted themselves to be. It's, you know, people's actions start making you second guess yourself. You know, their actions start to make you second guess yourself. Please like the video as you come in, like and share. So please, let's continue to put these people in our prayers, and let's, this message to all you side chicks out there, leave people's homes alone. Leave people's marriages alone. Don't be the cause of someone's divorce. Don't be the cause of someone's suicide mission. Because karma does not miss its target. It doesn't. It does not. Right. Maps to the wall. Welcome, darling sis. Support Pekin. I don't know why, sis. She's not on my block list. Maybe on her side. Extend my love to her, dear. Oh, bless you too. Right. So we'll get into just Babe said the side chick is like a sister to me. Wow. I unfriended her on Facebook. I couldn't take her provocative posts anymore. You see? You see what I mean? Don't people have any shame? Where is the morality that existed in our African community? Where is the morality? Where are your, do people think about their family and the embarrassment they bring in, the shame they bring to your family name? My God, don't people think about things like that? The repercussions? Don't they? The impact is having, you know, in the lives of their close friends, people who, or their associates. Like, for example, my big sister, Just Babe, who knew them, and people saw her maybe socializing with them. They're probably going to be looking at her sideways for those people who saw her with them once or twice. Don't people think about consequences like that? Hey, God help us. God help us. Please like the video, please, and share if you could. I appreciate it. So let's get into today's topic. And today's topic, as you see, is still, like I said, it's still a sad one. That's why, you know, it's a somber mode. There was no music when I started the show. I'm dressed in all black because it reflects my mood. The pain of losing everything. And on my thumbnail, you have a Nigerian politician, his wife, and a friend. And you have the politician's daughter. And on the other end of it, you see the young Cameroonian lady who actually we lost in Maryland, who is based in Maryland and passed away, sadly, a couple of days ago. The side chick, okay, Super Pekin. They don't think, I feel so bad for Irene and her young kids. Irene is an only child and an orphan. So sad, really sad when I heard that yesterday as well. Really sad. Right. So losing it all, host, the Zeren are known Ashawo in Kumba. Oh my God. Okay. From grandma, oh my God. Villa Mama Lily, from grandmother, then daughters. All with the beep na beep. Those girls don't have shame. Okay. If it's a generational thing, I suppose it's like we are crying in the rain. You know, when they say cry in the rain, it's like you're crying and it's raining. How can you differentiate between your tears and the raindrops? How can we differentiate? So let's get into losing it all. How people lose it and the pain that people go when they lose everything. Okay. I'm going to start with the young girl that we lost, the Cameroonian, the beautiful lady on my poster there, dressed in white and black knee level boots. And so the story that's going around this, Ara, the dollars, something. Welcome, darling sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Where is Kamegist with the PPJ? Where is Kamegist with the PPJ? Where is she? So this young lady, the story that's going around social media is that she ended her life as a result of a breakup with her fiance that she brought in from Cameroon. That was the story that was going around social media, right? And when I first read or came across those posts, I was like, oh my God, not again, not another victim, not another victim, because we see and hear about this a lot. And why is it always happening in America? What is going on in America? Why America? What is wrong, my Cameroonian sisters, brothers and sisters in the States? What's going on? Is this the air that they're breathing? What is going on? Or is it because of the size of the country or the continent? That's why things are happening. Because I don't know why it's always the states and the states and the states. So that was the initial story that was going out, saying this girl actually took her life because the boyfriend or the fiance she brought the fiance over to the States, and the fiance then left her, and she was heartbroken and she couldn't deal with it, and she took her life away. But then there's been an update, and the update, it's what I really want us to focus on. Okay, an update, and I got this from 237 Palava, and that's a blog on Facebook, and that is allegedly from a family member of to this girl. Okay, and regardless of what the update is, it still stands. I still stand with the fact or the thoughts that she is a girl that literally has lost everything. The girl with the vibes, welcome, darling. She is a girl that has lost everything. It doesn't matter if it was through heartbreak or the update I'm going to read. Okay, and the update I'm going to read, I'm going to talk about it, and I want us as Africans to pay attention to it because it's very, very, very important. I don't think it's something we talk about a lot. FBI Clarence, my beautiful big sis, always there to guide. Thank you so much for coming, big sis. Thank you so much. So, contrary to the initial story that this girl took her life away as a result of a heartbreak, this is what the update says. Where are we? Right. So that's from 237 Palava. I'm quoting from there. Okay. It says, this is an alleged message from a relative to this girl. And it says, Dear 237 Palava, we owe it to my late cousin and family to correct the narrative about my cousin who passed away last week. She was suffering from schizophrenia. As a respectful blogger, please avoid spreading false news. Our family is hurting, and we would like to mourn her respectfully. Grateful if you would please take down the post in the name of God. Lillian Manal, welcome, darling sis. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, and with crying emojis. She was suffering from schizophrenia. As a respectful blogger, please avoid spreading false news. Our family is hurting, and we would like to mourn her respectfully. Grateful if you would please take down the post in the name of God. Thank you. You see, very often we ask the question, why would you want to take your life because of a man? What is going to push a girl or a boy to take away their own life because of another person? My dear brother Ivan Lee was here last time and said there's always more to that story. And this is a typical example of there's always more to a story. Right, let's just assume that, yes, she may have broken up with this fiancé of hers. it is probably just a contributing factor when you look at the whole illness that this girl was suffering from, schizophrenia. I don't know if everybody who is watching me here understand what schizophrenia is. Do you guys understand what schizophrenia is? I wish, and I was hoping that medical knowledge would be here. All my doctors in the house, greener pasture, medical knowledge. Who else is there? I haven't seen, oh God. Oh, what's her name now? There was another medical practitioner in the house, not the mother. There was another one. Support Pikin say I don't. Support Pikin say she doesn't. What's the meaning of that? Schizophrenia. It's okay to ask Support Pikin. Is there another person who's watching who doesn't understand what schizophrenia is? The mother. Oh my God. Long life to you, darling. I was just talking about you. Please, as you come in, like the video and share. Thank you, big sis. FBI clearance. Thank you. Right. I don't. Johnson Takwan says I don't. Okay. I'm glad that we have one or two persons who don't know what it is. Miss Kim, my soft-spoken sis, welcome, darling. So I'm glad. And that's why we do shows like this, to understand things like that, to learn. Yes, sis, I don't know. That's fine, Liliama. No, we all are going to learn about it now. And my darling big sis has put it right there. Big 5 for life. Welcome, beautiful big sis. Thank you so much for joining. Prince Mervyn Nation, welcome, darling bro. Sorry, I couldn't join your show. I was just preparing for mine. Sorry. Schizophrenia is a mental health condition where you may see, hear, or believe things that are not really, real. That's it. Yes, my big sis Just Babe has put it. It's a mental illness. So schizophrenia is a mental illness that affects the way you think or believe or see things. Okay? It literally can mess up with your mind. And I don't think as Africans, especially, we talk about that a lot. We don't talk about mental illness as much as we should be talking about it. And I don't think schizophrenia, just like alopecia, I only got to know about alopecia when I got to the UK. You know, there are certain diseases we don't understand in Africa. And this poor lady was suffering from schizophrenia, for goodness sake. It's not a laughing matter. It's a serious, very serious mental illness. It's a very, very serious mental illness, and people need to know so they can understand and not judge her or condemn her, if at all. A breakup was the reason why she took her life away. Which I believe probably it was just a contributing factor. If at all that was true, it may just be one of the contributing factors. When somebody is suffering from schizophrenia, or when somebody is schizophrenic, if you may, if you want to say so, it's almost like they've lost touch with reality. The life that you and I are seeing, the things that we do, the normal day activities that we see, and it's very straightforward to us. For them, it's very distorted. They see it completely differently. It's all different in the eyes of a schizophrenic person. Exactly. The people we call crazy people in Cameroon, those are schizophrenic people. And that's the problem with us, because we don't understand these things. We discard them, we condemn them, we say they cannot help. Can somebody help me, Prince Mervyn Nation? You probably know this lady. There was a 237 how do you call it, Big Brother 237 contestant. The mother was like a mentally unstable person, and I think Alain Menge was helping this woman. You know, those are the kind of cases that, you know, there are people who are just left to their own doom. But these are people who are just unfortunate to be suffering from a mental illness. And some of them, when they go through these symptoms and challenges of schizophrenia, they are so frustrated. They are restless. They cannot understand why they see the world the way they see the world. And it's distressing for themselves and for those family members around them. And that's why the family member is saying they are going through a lot, trying to process this demise, because they have been seeing this girl going through this whole episode, psychotic episode. a schizophrenic person is to be understood. When we understand what schizophrenia is, we can now be able to find an understanding as to why they would do or take irrational decisions. When somebody is suffering from schizophrenia, sit down, honey. Can you sit down for me, please? Good girl. Thank you. Do you want a drink? You want a drink? Right. Just a second, guys. I'll just give some juice to the little one. There you go. Particularly, it's very easy to lose them from any string of stress. Thank you. If we don't understand them, yeah. But we talk about the symptoms of the schizophrenia, particularly those ones who hear voices. Exactly. So, like I said, they have episodes. Some schizophrenias have episodes. Let's talk about the symptom of schizophrenia so we can really understand. So people like Cking, Lilian Manon, and the other person who said they don't know can understand this. So they have different symptoms when it comes to schizophrenia. Let's talk about the psychotic symptoms. Some of the psychotic symptoms of schizophrenia is hallucination. They hallucinate. Villa Mama Lily say, read my comment. Let me read it. Just come to work with me and you see hear first class hallucination and vision. Yes, exactly. People hallucinate. When somebody is schizophrenic, they see things, they hear voices. For example, I watched a program about a schizophrenic girl. She was saying that she actually took the life of somebody she saw on the high street because there was a voice telling her to go do it, just do it now. That's going to make you great. You make you feel good. Just do it. And so the voice is so powerful in the mind of a schizophrenic person. And because of that irrationality, they succumb to the voice and they do the action. And it's only afterward they realize that they've done it. If it is in Africa, they will say the bad juju spirit entered somebody and that person went and used the machete and finished somebody. But that's not it. That person is schizophrenic. No bad juju came out from the river. No bad juju came out from the Ngomba house. It's just because they are suffering from schizophrenia. That voice is telling them, leave your house, get off from your bed, go knock your neighbor's door. When he opens the door, use this, make sure you use the knife so and so time. It's out of their control. They are being led because it's a mental disease. That voice is messing up with their mind and they do those irrational things. That's how schizophrenia can mess you up. It's Mani says we have one of our patients. It's Mani, welcome. That's a new name. We have one of our patients who from time to time will go on hunger strike because she feels the food makes her to have sex with some people. It's a pity. There you go. Those are some of the irrational thoughts of a schizophrenic person. They are hallucinating. They're imagining things. They're seeing things are happening to them. Oh my God, the wall is coming. Armageddon. Things are coming, crushing down on me. Those are the kind of things. Their thoughts, their visuals are distorted. They lose touch. Another psychotic example is delusion. They are delusional. A schizophrenic person is delusional. The way they think is not connected at all. It does not make logical sense. Okay? A schizophrenic person, when they're delusional, when they say you're delusional, that's an insult, right? But delusional is just a symptom for somebody who has psychotic symptoms of schizophrenia. For instance, a schizophrenic person walking on the high street, see people shopping and going about their normal daily activities, suddenly starts running and shouting and saying they are coming to kill me. Oh, they are coming to kill me. Look at them. They're coming with a black hoodie. I see them. Look at them holding all the guns and the knives and stuff like that. But there's nobody, people are just going about their business. Nobody even notices a schizophrenic person walking around, but they see you coming for them. Mental illness. It's a mental illness. When you see it on the streets in Cameroon, people say, oh, they've gone and taken some oaths in the shrine to say they have to do this. They have to walk naked. Maybe that schizophrenic girl who stripped herself down, she is instead seeing those clothes on her as being naked, and stripping off for her is dressing up. Distorted visual. We need to understand things like that, so we can begin to rationalize why people behave or take certain irrational or make certain irrational decisions before we condemn. That girl who just jumped off the Okada and strip herself may have heard voices saying, your clothes are on fire, take it off, take it off. And she takes her clothes off. People, instead of people going there to cover her and make her feel safe, they will label her, excuse me, and say all sorts of things. Talking about entering the park or park with the devil and all those things. That's how we don't learn. Somebody could just be going through a psychotic episode. And this psychotic episode, these symptoms, before they even start to manifest, according to research, before they even start to manifest, you begin to see anybody who is going to be suffering from schizophrenia, you start seeing light symptoms, light signs, like withdrawal. They're saying things which are disjointed. They're saying things that are not actually existing. Even before the symptoms happen, even before they have any psychotic episode. And then some of the symptoms that you can see, a psychotic symptom will be distorted thoughts. Have you ever sat and had a conversation with somebody and they're talking to you, and that person literally is having a whole conversation, but you can't even make sense of what they're trying to say, because they're talking, even before they can complete the sentence, they jump from that topic to another topic, and they're just all over the place. And you get to see that all the time with them. It's the same constant pattern. That should be a red flag. That should be a red flag. Or somebody who talks about something and then forgets the very next minute that they've said it. Somebody who will say today that you're a thief, and the next minute they say to you, you are a saint. Somebody who literally cannot be consistent with the information they are passing out. Some people can't help themselves because they're suffering from a mental illness. They're suffering from a mental illness. We have those people. You know one of such persons. Why do you feel you're frustrated all the time? All the time. When you see somebody tell you something, today they say this, the next day they say the other thing, and you think, oh, maybe you're lying, but they're not lying. They don't see it as lies. It's just the mental illness that's playing up in their mind. Can someone please spell schizophrenia for me? So it's spelled SCHIZOPRENIA. Schizophrenia. SCHIZOPRENIA. Just FBI clearance says we are a bit behind with so many mental issues. Ignorance about mental health is way too much with us in Africa. It is big sis. I had an uncle who I know was schizophrenic. You see, schizophrenia is a terrible disease. The reason why some of them who have committed heinous crimes have been committed to mental institutions instead. Absolutely. They call it diminished responsibility in most of those cases when they are convicted. I had an American as a roommate. He would run off the bathroom and say they put his naked picture online. And I say, I don't know. He say they were people in the house. I was so scared. Yes. Miss Kim, can you look at it? Look at the mother's comment. She spelled it correctly as she should be spelled. Just look at the mother. I don't know if you spelled it in French there, but the mother has spelled the English name for it. So you can take it up and look up. It is a scary illness. People don't understand. Distorted thought. You have it. We have people in our community. You know somebody who cannot be straight, forthright with what they're saying. They can't help themselves, but say one thing today and then the next day, they cannot keep up with one topic. They can't hold a full-length conversation. They cannot make continuous sense with what they are saying. They just can't. Those are little signs that people don't understand. People have movement disorders. People have yes, that's it, Miss Kim. Another symptom is movement disorder. You have people, have you come across somebody, you see somebody on the road, they're just going around, moving from side to side, back and forth, clicking their fingers, biting their thumb, their nails, just doing the same motion over and over and over and over again. Mama Alicia, thank you, darling. It's real, auntie. You see somebody just doing the same constant motion. Movement disorder, the same pattern. They wake up, you see somebody just going up and down, moving the same way, same movement every single time. Mami Colombia, Muma, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. They do the same movement back and forth, or they swing from left to right, swing from left to right, swing. We have a caller. Hello, auntie.
I just have to really comment on this because this just really bring back so much memories to me because I have a bosom girlfriend who, I've known her for almost 30 years. And beautiful soul, kind heart, everything. And she was just a normal person doing her things, and then she went through some kind of traumatic breakup,
Yeah.
A kind of traumatic breakup, that kind of a thing where she has put her all, she met this guy,
yes.
They love each other, they went and did traditional marriage.
Yeah.
She had known him before she came abroad.
Yes.
So they had did everything. She was just living her life for him. Everything was, if she's shopping here, she's shopping for two. I've never seen that kind of a thing.
Yes.
She was here.
Round mothers, auntie, welcome.
If she's buying a watch, it's for two.
Yeah.
Everything she was getting, that when my husband come, we'll just be dressing together. Everything is
bless.
Okay. By His grace, our God is a faithful God. By His grace, she never had an opportunity to go home, but she had already filed for him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then it happened that he was cheating a lot, and people called and told her, and then she was forgiving him that, the distance. Since she's not there, she gave him that leverage.
Yes.
And he really loved her. But unfortunately, that era of AIDS,
My mama, welcome, darling.
the era of 4+4, he caught that thing, right?
Hey!
Yes. And when it went on him, it really went into his system really fast. But I always tell her that God made you not to make a trip, because if you had made a trip, you would have been infected. So sometimes the plans you have, God already have plans ahead for you. But that thing, she was so traumatized. I'm telling you, today she's not married. She was so traumatized that she just flipped. You see her on the street, she's talking. Everywhere she's talking, you understand?
Yes, auntie.
So everybody was going for her, saying that she's mad. But she was my bosom boy. I'm telling her, no, you don't understand. She's not mad. She just went through so much trauma. After all the plans and everything she had planned, her head was in this thing. And then it's not only that she got that disease, that he just died suddenly from it.
Oh my God.
after she had been here for almost 6 years, making other plans for him to come and meet her. But these are things that people go through that can really change their mental state.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
They change their mental
Oh
state.
yes.
And today you see her, you see her be talking. She was never like that before.
Yes.
That guy.
That's what it is, Auntie. That's what it is.
That thing.
That's what it
She
is.
was a different human being. And people just say, "Oh, you have a crazy friend." I
Yes.
said, "No, she's not crazy. When
Yes.
you understand her story, you understand.
Yes.
She's a beautiful soul.
Yes.
It was just trauma that she went through.
I do.
So
It was.
yes, let's just be careful, please. Let's try to be strong.
Yeah.
And when you see people that are going through tough times, wrap your hands around them. Don't mock at them. Don't laugh at them.
My mama.
Just make them feel secure and loved
Yeah.
and wanted, because
Yeah.
people are going through stuff.
A lot.
Sometimes the mental state gets shifted.
Yes.
When
And once it gets shifted, it's difficult to reverse that shift. That's the thing about the brain.
She's like that till today.
Yes.
If you see her, like, even standing, she's driving, you'll be I said, thank God that cell phones came.
Yes.
Because it's helping. At least now she's walking, somebody may think that she's talking on the
Yeah.
cell or have a headpiece. No headpiece. That's how, since that thing, she was traumatized.
I'm in general, my sweet sis. Welcome. Yes, Auntie, that's the thing. Thank you so much for actually confirming that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that.
All right.
Yes, thank you, Auntie. Because this is the thing. The brain is one of those parts in your body that you don't want to mess with it. You don't mess with it. That's what they say. Once you shake, you always be shake. You know how they say in pidgin, when you don't, your brain touch, it will always touch. That's the simple truth. Once you distort the structure of the brain or its function, it's very difficult to get it back to 100% how it was. It's very difficult. And I'm pleased Auntie Rosemary has shared this story. I'm going to talk about the cause, and because I want to link it to the situation of this girl so we can understand better. Okay, I really want to. Please like the video as you come in. We're having 4,000 people watching and just 5 likes. Please like the video, please, as you come in. And then there's another symptom we really need to talk about, which is the negative symptoms, or what you talk about when somebody loses motivation. They retract from social engagement. They don't want to interact with anybody. They see everybody as if they're against them. They don't see any possibility for things working for them. They are so negative. A schizophrenic person is almost like everything to them. You know, when a person, you can see a glass half full, a schizophrenic person will see a glass as completely empty. It's not possible. Everybody is evil. The world is hateful. Everything is against them. They don't want to have friends. To them, social interaction is a problem. It should not exist. You know, you can have somebody. I don't know if you know of anybody. Guys, think around yourself. Do you know of that person who was always life of the party, very bubbly, always happy, and then suddenly that person just switches and they completely cut off and they want nothing to do with any social engagement? They want nothing to do. They have no plans. They are unable to even set goals for themselves and follow. It's almost like they give up in life. They always carry a poker face. Some of those people, you call them party poopers. Like suddenly they're sitting in a party, they literally zap your energy. Everything about them is negative. They always have a sad face. They always have miserable face. They always have to talk about things that are sad. It's almost like life should not be of existence. Every single thing, it's bad. Just Babe says clinical depression can also cause that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we can relate that to this, our young sister, if at all she had issues with her relationship. Okay. They can, it's somebody suffering from schizophrenia cannot set a goal for themselves. They cannot follow through. They have low energy level, like literally their vibration in any room, you would rather not be around them. You would rather not be around them. They lack facial expression. You see, You sit with somebody with schizophrenia. That's why sometimes you see a schizophrenic person. Some people are so scared because they just have, oh, medical knowledge is here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I was asking where you are because this is a topic that I really want you to contribute for us, please. A schizophrenic person, they have that face, that blank face, no emotions. You don't know what they're going to do. You know, sometimes you see people, you're talking or they're sitting, you can tell if they're sad, they're happy. But for a schizophrenic person, it's just that frightful look. You don't know what emotions or what is going through their mind. And that's why sometimes people run away or move away from them, because it's almost like something is about to happen with such persons. Something's about, but just because their thoughts, what they're processing is all over the place, is distorted. I'm just going to read what medical knowledge has written. FBI clearance says, my step grandma went through dementia and cause. Back home, they believe it's madness, which is a shame. And it's just a memory disease. It's just a memory disease, dementia and Alzheimer's. Those are just memory disease. There's so many things that we need to be talking about on our platform. Very important. Medical knowledge of schizophrenia, it's very complex disease, especially when the patient is in a psychotic phase. Yes, those psychotic episodes are very dangerous. That's why when they're having the psychotic phase, that's when most of them are very they are harmful. Okay, and the truth is, not every schizophrenic person is dangerous, is violent. International boss lady, welcome, our woman of God. Not every schizophrenic person is harmful or can actually hurt you. Okay, some of them are very calm, they're very quiet and withdrawn, and the very harmful ones can be very violent if they want to be. They can be very, very violent, and the violence is not only towards you, towards themselves as well, because they self-harm a lot. Schizophrenic people, they love to self-harm. Okay, because for example, a schizophrenic person can be looking at their body, a nicely structured, somebody that is beautiful and nicely shaped, like a Duce will look at herself and say, oh, I'm fat, I'm ugly, nobody wants me, and they're angry and they're going to use whatever and slice themselves up, cut themselves. They want to just finish themselves. That's because they cannot rationalize what they see. Their thoughts are distorted. That's why you will see someone walk on the high street behind another person and use something and go at them and ends their life. Because that voice is telling them to do it. Do it. That's your enemy. Just do it. Or you're just walking around and somebody just punches you in the face and say, why are you staring at me? Whereas you were just going about your business. You were not looking at anybody at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And some of them suffer from like cognitive symptoms or issues, like they cannot concentrate in class. They cannot learn new things. Sit down, please. You can't do that, honey. Can you get on your seat, please? Don't do that to me, please. Sorry, guys. Can you sit down for me, please? Thank you. Don't do that, please, okay? You scared mommy. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you do it, I'm going to take that away. Thank you very much. Be a good girl, okay? Thank you. Well done. Well done. Don't do it. Because if you do it, no, don't. Sit. Sorry, guys. One more, please. One more. Let me get more then. Sorry, guys. The co-host is not having any of this today. Sorry. Okay, behave yourself. Sit down, drink your juice. Thank you very much. Yeah. Where are all the live comments? Let me show I'm reading the live comments. Yeah, human beings go through, absolutely. I wish they can really find treatment for this. Looks like they only have medications to control it. Yeah, antipsychotic medications often used to control those psychotic episodes. Auntie Rosemary, they use that a lot. Um, and also they use like psychosocial therapy, where it's non well, it goes alongside the antipsychotic medication, but they're trying to involve them in society, trying to slowly introduce them into social interaction, getting them comfortable to feel confident around people, not to see people as enemies, be able to go out and do things for themselves, build that confidence back. But it's very, very difficult. It's very, very challenging. Like, and people who suffer from schizophrenia, they have their symptoms vary. There are people whose symptoms are like, comes and goes very quickly. And you have other schizophrenic people, they have their symptoms stay for a longer period of time. I know two persons who are schizophrenic in Africa. I know a close family person, well, not close like that, but I know for sure somebody. Sit down, please, honey. Thank you. Somebody who is actually going through that. Like I said, some of the causes, my big sis just has said it there, clinical depression, that has a huge impact too when it comes to suffering from schizophrenia. People can be very depressed, and when they get to a height of depression, that's when they start seeing things, they start processing things differently, they start hearing voices, you see people talking to themselves. And for some people going through a relationship a struggle, they may not be able to manage that depression, that stress that comes with the breakup and any investment they may have done in the relationship, and they will start to internalize it. Maybe they don't have an outlet to voice it, and they, for fear of shame, for fear of being judged. And also sometimes, like we know, especially when it comes to bringing spouses from Africa to abroad, it takes a lot of finance to do that. People sacrifice a lot of money to bring their spouses here. And if I would have to spend that money, sometimes people go and get loans with the hope that their spouses will join them, and together they can work and pay back this loan. But if you bring somebody from Africa to join you using loan, and this person comes and leaves you, and you haven't got any written contract anywhere that they will be held liable for, repaying that loan, you are left with this debt. And for any person, you're thinking, how am I going to cope? I have to pay my bills. I have to support my family. I have to support myself. Where do I go? How do I start? And before you know it, this person has gone down clinical depression, and they're talking to themselves. They're withdrawn from everybody. They don't want to see nobody. And they take or make an irrational decision. I like to read the comments of medical knowledge, because that's a medical person in here. Some schizophrenic have catatonia, a phase during which they become silent, withdrawn. And one can easily confuse this with depression. Thank you so much. Back home, when a schizophrenic patient is going through that phase, they will start by saying he or she has gotten themselves in a cold. Exactly, that's what I said. I would say when they're having a psychotic episode, they'll think that they've gone and entered the Ngumba house, or they've walked at night and a bad spirit has gone into them. No, somebody could be schizophrenic. Sit down and stop that, please. Sit down, please. Can you sit for me, please? Thank you. Be careful with it, okay? I'll give you a piece of paper as well. There you go. You can write on that one, okay? I'll take that. You can use that now to write. So we really have to be careful. And some, like we said, depression is one of the causes of schizophrenia. Another cause is genetic. Some people, they just have it because they have some mental illness in the family, and they are, exposed or prone to actually suffering from a mental illness as well. Okay, genetics is also a high possibility for somebody to actually suffer from schizophrenia. if there's a history of mental illness in the family, it's very, very possible. Or when somebody has a malfunction a brain structure, that can actually also cause somebody to suffer from maybe psychotic episodes as well. So let's try and understand. I hope with this information we can start to build a picture of why people may behave in a certain way or take or make certain decisions, especially with this issue of men and women and relationship issues. Okay. When you think about the depression, on the level of depression that somebody can go and then they struggle to find themselves back and they have no support and they go through those psychotic phases, which people may not even realize that they are happening. They can hear those voices, they can see those things, and this can push them to make very irrational decisions. One of them ending it all. So before we condemn, before we make judgments on people, let's try and understand where they're coming from. Because whatever the case may be, this young girl has literally lost everything she had. She's lost everything. She had a bright future. She was in the States. And why do we come to the diaspora? Because we want to make a better life of ourselves. We want to help our family members. But in the end, what happened? It was short-lived. It was cut short. Bakure Swine says, welcome. It was cut short by schizophrenia. So for those people who didn't know it, now you know about schizophrenia. They don't talk about it in Africa. We need to talk about it. Mental illness is a huge problem within our community, and we need to talk about it. So if we don't talk about it, how are we going to be able to support those people going through it? We need to understand it. So when we see those signs and symptoms, we can quickly go there and help those people around us. Instead of, when we see those things, we start seeing people talking to themselves. Hey, they've started. Or they've put their hands where they're not meant to be. I said it. I said it. Where did the mother get the money to send her to Europe? I knew it. Nyongo, I knew it. Her father has gone to, giving her to make money. You see, somebody is going through a psychotic phase and needs help. As if that's not enough, we are labeling them cultic people, this and that, obanjes, and all whatnot. I remember the poor grandma growing up. I always say this story. I remember that poor grandma. I did a show about some medical myths in our community. Alopecia. This grandma, we're living in Pendamboko then when I was growing. This grandma in CDC, when my dad used to work in CDC. This grandma, oh, good gracious. People would, assault this woman, bully her, beat her up, especially when a mishap would happen in the community. They would say it's her. She's a witch. Look at her. She comes out, she turns into a rat at night, goes and steal people's crops. Karen, welcome, darling. Goes to steal people's crops or steal in people's houses or eat people's legs. And then once she's gone out, people throw hot water in this rat hole, and because she's still in the form of a rat, the boiled water would actually peel her skin off, and that's why she's having her hair loss. But that woman was suffering from alopecia when I got to understand the disease. This woman is being beaten all the time by the community people. Nobody is coming there to support. All they knew was this woman was a witch. But this woman was suffering from alopecia, my dear people. Let's inform ourselves, because if we're not informed, we are deformed. If we are not informed, we are deformed. Innocent people dying and suffering every day because of lack of understanding on our part, and maybe on their part too. My big sister Shireen said, I watch a show. A lady has young children, all have schizophrenia. My God. I think they need to start teaching mental health in schools back in Africa. Honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. It's scary. It's so scary. So this young lady, she was going through hell. She just literally gave in to her fate. Unfortunately, if truly schizophrenia is what she was suffering from, she could not help herself. She was helpless. Ashanti Nikki TV, welcome, sis. She was helpless. She was so helpless. She couldn't help herself. And she did what she did. So at this point, I really want us to keep educating ourselves. I really pray for the soul of this girl. I can only imagine how distraught her family is for everything they've gone through just to make her be the person that she was, to make a better person of herself, but she's ended up the way she's ended up. It's so sad. It's so sad. May her soul rest in peace. So that's the story of that young girl. I want us to talk about the story of losing it all when it comes to the part of the Nigerian politician, the wife, and the daughter who is sick with a kidney issue. It was reported here. It's actually that case happened here. So the politician, the Nigerian politician, has been charged and convicted for human organ trafficking here in the UK. Okay, I want to read what the Guardian Post said about this conviction, and I'll play a little video as well, a very short video. And then we will talk about it, and then we can close the show. And anybody wants to call, they can call. Mama Ma, do you have the show number, sis? You can put the show number there. You can put the show number there. So I want to read what the Guardian newspaper says about this conviction. So those are the convicted felons. There they are. So the Guardian newspaper says Nigerian politician wife and a doctor guilty of organ trafficking to UK. A senior Nigerian politician, his wife, and a doctor have been convicted of organ trafficking in the first verdict of its kind under the Modern Slavery Act. Ike Ekweremadu, 60, a former deputy president of the Nigerian Senate, his wife Beatrice, 56, and Dr. Obina, 51, were found guilty of facilitating the travel of a young man to Britain with a view to his exploitation after a 6-week trial at the Old Bailey. They criminally conspired to bring the 21-year-old Lagos street trader to London to exploit him for his kidney, the jury found. Why am I not seeing the live comments? The man, who cannot be named for legal reasons, had been offered an illegal reward. I think it was £7,000, according to ITV News, that the 21-year-old man, the victim, was offered £7,000 as a reward to become a donor for the senator's daughter after kidney disease forced her to drop out of a master's degree in film at Newcastle University, the court heard. Sonia Ekweremadu was found not guilty. That's the daughter of the senator. She cried in court as her parents were sent down from the dock. In February of 2022, the man was falsely presented to a private renal unit at Royal Free Hospital in London as Sonia's cousin in a failed attempt to persuade medics to carry out an £80,000 transplant. For a fee, a medical secretary at the hospital acted as an Igbo translator between the man and the doctors to help try to convince them he was an altruistic donor, the court heard. The prosecutor, Hugh Davis KC, told the court Ekweremadus and the Obeta had treated the man and other potential donors as disposable assets, spare parts for rewards. Wow. He said they entered an emotionally cold commercial transaction with the man. The behavior of Ekweremadu, a successful lawyer and founder of an anti-poverty charity who helped draw up Nigeria's laws against organ trafficking. So the man in question, the senator who has been charged and found guilty, charged and found guilty of human organ trafficking, actually drew up a law in Nigeria with regards of trying to fight human organ trafficking, and he is the person actually trafficking human organs in the UK. What an irony. The behavior of Ekweremadu, a successful lawyer and a founder of an anti-poverty charity who helped draw up Nigeria's laws against organ trafficking, showed entitlement, dishonesty, and hypocrisy, Davis told the jury. He said Ekweremadu, who owned several properties and had a staff of 80, agreed to reward someone for a kidney for his daughter, somebody in circumstances of poverty and from whom he distanced himself and made no inquiries, and with whom, for his own political protection, he wanted no direct contact. Because from what you can read from this story, it's almost like, when the bosses, the barons, they give an instruction and say to their servants, to the boy, go to the streets, look for any boy, pay them the money, tell them this is what you're going to be paid, and we'll make it happen. You go and give the kidney. He wanted nothing to do with it. But as it is, with the English law, the legal system, they will leave no stone unturned. Okay? Davis added what he agreed to do was not simply expedient in the clinical interest of his daughter Sonia. It was exploitation. It was criminal. It is not defense to say he acted out of love for his daughter. Her clinical needs cannot come at the expense of the exploitation of somebody in poverty. Ekweremadu, who denied the charge, told the court he was the victim of a scam. Obeta, who also denied the charge, claimed that the man was not offered a reward for his kidney and was acting altruistically. Beatrice denied any knowledge of the alleged conspiracy. Sonia did not give evidence. WhatsApp messages shown to the court reveal Obeta charged Ekweremadu 4.5 million naira, that's the medical doctor friend, about 8,000, made up of an agent fee and a donor fee. Ekweremadu and Obeta admitted falsely, claiming that the man was Sonia's cousin in his visa application and in documents presented to the hospital. Davis said Ekweremadu ignored medical advice to find a donor for his daughter among genuine family members. He said at no point in time was there ever any intention for a family member, close, medium, or distant, to do what could be paid for from a pool of donors. The judge, Mr. Justice Jeremy Johnson, will pass sentence on the 5th of May. Idagware Mix, the fearless sis of mine. Welcome, darling sis. I see you. Spicy. Welcome, darling. Who cook cause my hunger don't pass me? Oh, Ashia sis. Ashia. That's the number. My mama has put the number. Please, if you want to call. Bella Fountain sis. I think in this situation in Pidgin, and we say condition the make Jangai back bend. Absolutely. So reading through this, okay, what do I see? Already, this is a politician. This is not common. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that this is happening because my sis, Ilangwaremi saying she feels sorry for the couple. I feel so sorry for the couple, sis, and that's why my caption is the pain of losing everything, because they were trying to save the life of their daughter. Okay, but I think they've gone the wrong way when it's come to this particular aspect. They've tried to save their daughter, but they've done it in the wrong way, and this has landed them into trouble. And they are about to literally lose everything, because he's going to lose his political career. The wife is losing and his freedom. The wife is losing her freedom as well, and they're losing because the sentence is up to life imprisonment for human trafficking. It's up to life imprisonment. Okay, imagine if they're given the maximum sentence. Their daughter is still very ill. Exactly, my mama. We'll come to that. The daughter is still ill. Parents are in jail. So everybody has lost everything. The plan to save their daughter has failed, and they've lost their own freedom as well, literally losing everything. This is typical. First of all, Africa. Think about our health system. Think about our health system. Okay. Most of our leaders perhaps don't want to invest in the health department in our countries because they have the funds, they can afford it, they can go abroad and make things happen for their family members, for themselves. Whereas the normal man, the average man, the layman don't have that. They don't have such opportunities. They don't have the means for such, high-end medical care. Look at the amount of money that they're about to pay for a surgery. It's £80,000. That's almost like £60 million CFA. That's almost like 60 or 50 something £1 million CFA. That's a huge amount of money. That's a huge amount of money. This money exists, but yet we don't have good medical facilities in our own very countries. This same person, God has a way of doing things, because thank goodness that this happened here in the UK. Because I'm going to look at this case on both sides, okay? I'm going to look at the point of the victim, okay? And I'm going to be almost like playing the devil's advocate on both ends. And I'm going to look at the side of the family. Right. Unfortunately for this couple, this happened here in the UK, and the guy doesn't have those finance or the resources to pick up a lawyer. But as the state will give a lawyer for people like that, people who don't have funds. And lawyers will love cases like this because it's a first of its kind, and they want to prove a point. They want to make a statement, and they will go way out to make sure that they leave nothing unturned. They bring out all the evidence, and they've done just that. Okay? Because if this had happened in Africa, we all know how it works in Africa. We all know how our system is like. Okay? If this had happened in Africa, this couple perhaps would have gotten away with it. They would have gotten away with this whole situation. If it happened in Africa, they would have gotten away with it. What the mistake they made, because it's okay to donate. Anybody, you can donate. I can decide and donate my kidney to Cking Don. Cking Don can decide to donate her kidney to Shireen's Kitchen. Okay, anybody can donate. But when you place a reward on that donation, it now puts a question mark on the reason why that particular person is being used as the donor. That's the problem. Anybody can donate, but do not give a reward to the donor. Do not give a reward to the donor, because then it's looked as if you're buying the organ. You are buying the organ from the donor. There were no circumstances that the family tried to get it from other family members and they denied or turned them down. They couldn't prove that. Bakure Swine said them no go fix their own country. Exactly, and facilities. They will not fix it, but they want to come here. The layman cannot do anything. Just babe, the donor guy accepted the deal and in Nigeria, got to the UK and changed his mind because the middleman maltreated him. Someone advised him to go to the police and seek asylum. So I knew I was going to come to that point, because as much, yes, this family has messed up. They've gone to the streets. This is just showing how the rich would use the poor person and discard. They are taking advantage of the poverty, the poverty stinking in Minister Bridget Benjamin's voice, poverty stinking, stricken society that we are living in. They take advantage of it. They call huge money for a normal hawker on the streets of Nigeria. £8,000 or £7,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And to think that you're getting that money in pounds, desperation calls for desperate measures. This person will probably happily take it. And you're coming to Europe. You want to get to Europe, where people are fighting and dying in the sea to try and get to. And somebody's paying your flight ticket, maybe on first class ticket. Somebody's going to take the deal. But this is a warning to those rich people who feel like they can prey on vulnerable people in our society. Ivan Lee, the illegal aspect of this case, of this case is there were no legal provisions for the boy post-surgery in terms of complication and setup. Secondly, the concerned family wanted nothing to do post-surgery. Absolutely. And also, like I said, when you look at the donations, kidney donation, sometimes people will freely donate. Okay, you're not obliged to take care of somebody post-operation. Okay, because now I feel like the real thing was the money that was given, the ransom or the payment, and also the fact that the victim is claiming that he wasn't made aware of the complications and the implications of the surgery and post care. That was the problem. It's almost like due diligence wasn't done. They didn't actually explain to this person, take this person, because to donate your kidney is a huge thing. You have to go through psychological tests. They have to make sure you're psychologically prepared for it. You understand all the medical implications that you have to deal with post surgery. But they couldn't show any of that. And obviously, they didn't take those measures because they had that mentality of big man in Africa. You're not answerable to anybody. But here, oh no, sorry, sir, madam, you will answer the questions placed in front of you. You will answer those questions placed in front of you. Did you do your due diligence? Did you make sure that this person understands the risk involved in this surgery? It's very important. So they failed in all those areas, and hence the ability of those prosecutors to nail them down. With his status, if he had made a public announcement begging for a kidney, maybe someone would have helped. Exactly, the mother. Exactly. Especially in Nigeria, you have real goodwill people who would have offered to help. But of course, they don't want to. They didn't. First of all, they wouldn't even want people to understand that their daughter is probably suffering from a disease like that. You know, because you know how those rich people, they want to intermarry. You know, they said the golden key opens the golden door. Of course, they'll probably prepare their daughter for another wealthy millionaire, and they don't want a millionaire family thinking, "Oh my God, we don't want to marry a daughter who is coming with half kidney. We need children, grandchildren." You know, they want to keep it hush, hush, hush. Probably the reason why they will not put it out there. Okay, which is really, really sad. Which is really, really sad. So they've committed the crime. Unfortunately, they've been caught. And the sad thing is they have to serve time. We don't know how long they're going to be. Yvette Malcolm, welcome, darling. We don't know how the sentence they're going to get, but they're definitely going to get a very harsh sentence because it's the first of its kind in the UK, and probably the system would want to set an example for many others. Modern slavery exists. This is no joke. There was a story of this a GP who brought somebody from East Africa and actually treated this person as if was an object. Actually used a 6 inches nail and nailed this girl's hands with as punishment. Okay, people do terrible things. The rich people do terrible things towards the poor. It's so sad. And to go to the side of this boy, I said, you know, you guys know how some Africans are smart. And what the senator is saying that he was scammed. Some Africans are very smart because this boy may well have been told everything and said, you're going to give the kidney. This is a deal. We want nothing to do with you. We give you your money and you go. This is the plan. You accept or you don't accept. And the boy will probably think, yes, I accept because I see the money. I'm talking from the other side of, I'm trying to look from the point of the senator as well. And the boy says yes. And then Ivan says the guy accepted to sell his organs with legal documents in place. It's not illegal. The financial gap between the parties, adding to the fact that the boy's family was not in contact with them, is illegal. And the fact that they also lied that they were cousins, it's illegal because that was a lie. That was a lie. So they obtained, Villa Mama TV, welcome, see. So they even obtained the visa through false information, which is an offense as well. Jinkedon, with his position, they should have good. They should have good hospitals in Nigeria. African leaders wake up. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And so this guy probably think, oh my God, I'm gonna come. It may well be a premeditated something. He's thinking, I'm gonna come to London. I'm gonna act as if I had no knowledge, and I'm just gonna, run off, and then file my asylum, and then that's it. I have my better life, and I'm gonna live on forever. If that's the case, like I said, then this guy is not just innocent as he is claiming to be. If that's really the case, but unfortunately, this couple don't have the proof to say that. Everything, is against them. All odds against this couple, senator and the wife. So they have to deal with this now. I feel so sorry how the high and mighty has fallen like a bag of beans. Feel like really bag of beans, bag of cooked beans. I would want to think that it is not the intent that nailed them. Rather, the circumstances that led to getting a visa. Is from the get-go, the whole process was mad from the get-go, from when they lied that it was a cousin. They should have just said it was a free will donor. That alone, saying it was a cousin and trying to convince the medical experts at the hospital that was their cousin, just made it even more suspicious. All right, let me just play the video, the news reporting of this whole case, and then we will round up the show. Please, as you come in, like the video. Please, as you come in, like the video. Right. If anybody wants to call, please call. Let me put the show number. Let's put the show number, and I'll play the broadcast here in the UK, and that's it. I will do a roundup. Okay. Please like and share. Thank you, Jinken Donsis. Thank you.
Doctors found he'd had... Okay. In the first case of its kind, a Nigerian politician has been found guilty of bringing a man to Britain to try to get his kidney for his daughter. A doctor and the politician's wife were also found guilty at the Old Bailey this morning. All three were convicted under the Modern Slavery Act. The private transplant failed after the victim escaped and ran to a police station. Ellie Pitt has our report.
Welcome, darling.
When a 21-year-old man walked into a Surrey police station last year crying and in distress, it was the start of an investigation into an alleged plot to harvest his organ. Nigerian Senator Ike Ekweremadu has been convicted today of conspiring to arrange the travel of a young man with a view to exploiting him for his body part, alongside his wife Beatrice and a medical middleman, Dr. Abina Abeta. The Old Bailey heard how the victim, a street trader from Lagos, was brought to the UK with the offer of £7,000 and the promise of a new life here. But the real plan, the jury was told, was that he would donate his kidney to the Ekweremadu's daughter Sonia, who has a serious kidney condition. It's not illegal to donate a kidney, but it becomes criminal if there's the reward of money. The court heard they were pictured together before the proposed operation, and there were attempts to convince medics they were cousins, but they were not related. The victim cannot be identified for legal reasons. Today, Sonia Ekweremadu cried in court as she was cleared by the jury. The transplant was due to take place at this London hospital, the court heard, but after consultations with the victim, doctors found he'd had no advice about the risks of surgery and lacked funds for the lifelong care he'd need. The surgery was refused. The jury was told the Ekweremadu's continue to search for a donor, while the victim ran away and told police he had not understood why he'd been brought to the UK until he met a doctor.
Jesus.
He said to officers, "The doctor said I was too young, but the man said if you do not do it here, he would carry me back to Nigeria and do it there. I was sleeping 3 days outside, around, looking for someone to help me, save my life." Ike Ekweremadu, Beatrice Ekweremadu, and Abina Abeta were remanded in custody today and will be sentenced on the 5th of May. Ellie Pitt, ITV News.
This, I don't know what you guys think. I really want to hear people's. Let me read what Ivani says. There. I want to know your thoughts after listening to this ITV News report, where the couple failed is they didn't respect the Human Tissue Act and MDS, I don't know what that stands for, where living organ donors make an informed and voluntary decision to donate, free from duress, coercion, and reward. Thank you so much, Ivani. Chai, I love this. That's why I do shows like this. I love it because we learn a lot. And this guy is not 100% honest. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. As much as I'm very offended by what this senator couple have tried to do, I feel the guy is not as innocent as he's claiming to be. To say that he didn't know why he was coming to the UK, it's a lie. I feel it's a lie. Who are you to these people that they have to pay you a flight to come to the UK? Are you a worker? What are you? Why would they take you there and bring you here? What did they tell you then? Why didn't he tell us what they actually said to him? The reason why they were bringing him in the UK. Some African boys are fast. He probably saw this opportunity and thought, oh, this is my last chance. Exactly, just babe, this is my last chance to get my life better. And he spoke with few people and they said, do it. And when you go, disappear, vamoose. And look for the police. And as people know, the British police are very lovely, welcoming. Oh, so warm. This is the only country where somebody goes to a nightclub, is drunk and vomiting on the road, vomit in a police van, and the police is the one to scrub the vomit. In Cameroon, you will feed on the vomit. You will literally scrape it with your teeth. But in the UK, you can vomit in the police car and the police will gladly wash the car away for you. You know, this is the most friendly police force I've ever seen. British police. So people know. So he's probably looked at it, thought about it, and thought, oh my God, this is my opportunity. This is my chance. If I don't do it now, I may not get a chance again. Because you cannot say you had no idea. That's not true. I don't know what your thoughts are. Honestly, I really want to know what are you guys thinking? Does this add up? Is he innocent? Is he saying the truth? What do you think? You feel his story is genuine? I don't understand. I really need to know, because as much as I know the Ekweremadus have done something wrong, this guy also wasn't, to some level has done a little bit of 419 with this couple. There is something in his ears telling him exactly what to say someone in his ear telling him exactly what to say in order to get, yes, thank you. The law of karma is real. It is real. Like I always say, karma doesn't miss its target. Karma does not miss its target. Karma doesn't miss its target. As much as we are condemning these people, are you really innocent as well as you claim to be? Mr. Young, 21-year-old, are you that innocent? They were looking for other donors because the doctors had already refused to do it. He didn't want to go back to Nigeria. Thank you, Just Babe, for that point. Honestly, I feel so sorry for this. Like Idan Warimi said, I feel so sorry. I even feel more sorry for Sonia, the daughter, because look how she's gonna have to be on her own. No parents there to support her, and it's a kidney disease. And the condition is getting worse. She's still on dialysis. And I can only imagine the amount of money her parents have actually spent, for legal fees. So the funds are literally reducing when it comes to her care. You don't wish it for anybody, but when it crosses your mind, it actually crosses my mind, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I actually see this girl, Sonia, going back to Africa to have to live in Africa because her parents are in jail and that money is not going to be there anymore. How is she going to feel? She will have to go back and test what the layman or the pauper is going through, the health facilities that you and I have to deal with back home, which her parents perhaps would have contributed to make it better. I just see that happening. This poor girl is about to lose everything. Even more scary is that she may lose her life. The parents have lost it all. Their daughter, their freedom, and the status and everything, career is gone down the drain. My son is greeting everybody. That soon he will be 8 months old. Oh, kiss, kiss my chubby prince. Kiss, kiss my son. Your sister Miyanu is sending her regards. Poor Sonia. This is poor Sonia. Yeah, poor Sonia. So if no one has got any no calls coming, I think we will round the show. Before my concluding, please, I think among us as Africans, we need to talk more about mental health issues, especially with our health professionals. I would really plead if, they can hold talks, they have a meeting forum, alma maters, when they go back home to try and hold little health seminars to educate our people, make them understand some of these, illnesses that we may not be so versed with in Africa, so that we can have a better understanding and be in a better position to help people facing or experiencing such illnesses, especially with cases like schizophrenia, as it were the case of this our poor sister who literally lost her life to this really, really bad disease. Mwako Ebere says, if the boy say he didn't know, he's a liar. Yeah, because he's questionable. What he's saying is actually questionable. It's like loopholes in what he's saying. The mother too bad. The daughter may be doing dialysis now. Yes, she is. The mother, she is. She's still going through dialysis. She's still doing it. Who is going to be there, with her to comfort her and encourage her? This is what money, privilege, and abuse has done. Yeah, absolutely. So please, let's keep educating ourselves. Let's keep empowering ourselves. Let's inform ourselves. Because if we're not informed, I said we are deformed. Sometimes let's be very careful with the decisions we make, because, thank you, Big Sis, the decision we make, because those decisions can literally have drastic consequences, not only to us, but to our family, as it is the case of Yul and the whatever, the senator. My God, the Nigerian names are going to kill me. The senator, and also for anybody, whatever decision you make, please, let's think it through. It doesn't only affect you, it affects other people. Especially when you have a family. No one is an island. And I'm happy that everybody, I love the contributions that you all have done today. I've learned something. Thank you so much, everybody who has contributed, who has called or dropped a comment. I appreciate you. For all those watching in the back as well, I appreciate you. Ivan Lee said, truth is most case termed as trafficking relating to Africans always have a twist. Those brought in sometimes take advantage of the system and report their host. Absolutely. Thank you, Ivan Lee. That's where I was coming from when it came to favoring those Equerimadus. Medical Knowledge says, good show and topic. I like such topics. Would have loved to contribute more, but for the fact that I am currently busy. Thank you so much, Medical Knowledge. You always do contribute. I love when you appear on shows like this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. G-Unit Debunking. Welcome, darling sis. Bakari Swine says it's simple. The guy wanted to stay. Yeah, he's acted smart, but like I said, Ebere said, karma has a way of dealing. I am sure the couple will submit for mitigation circumstances and get their sentence reduced. I hope so. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you all for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm just gonna give a shout out before we go. My mama, the guy says scammer. My mama say, my mama said the guy says scammer. I need to appreciate everybody. Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't be here without you all. So thank you so much. Idangwari Mixes, thank you so much. You made the show today. Cking, my darling sister, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. BTV, Just Be Big Sis, thank you. The Mother, Medical Knowledge, Jeannie Debunking, Back When It's Swine, Ivan Lee, thank you so much for always pouring those knowledgeable things here. I appreciate you. My mama, my sweetest, Miss Kim, Hot Pepper, The Mother, thank you so much. Visionary Star TV, thank you so much. Please let's keep supporting Visionary Star TV, please. Principal, thank you so much. Mami Columbia Farmer, thank you so much. Support Picking, thank you. Yvette Mokom, thank you, my darling baby sis. Mwako Ebere, thank you, my darling. I appreciate each and every one of you. Medical Knowledge, thank you so much. Big Five for Life, my beautiful sis. Thank you, Army General. Thank you so much. Villa Mama TV sis. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks to you too and to the audience for always being there. Thank you, my mama, for thanking the audience as well. Their continue will continue to receive treatment and can apply for further leave to remain on. Okay, their daughter, I think, yeah, under Article 3 of the Immigration Act's health grounds. Okay, that's good to know. He lied he was 15. So the guy lied he was 15. Jesus. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you all so very much. Honestly, I've enjoyed this show. Because when I saw this girl, this schizophrenic thing, I thought, oh my God, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about it. It's very important that we talk about it, and I'm glad that we discussed it, and some people have actually shared their knowledge. People who didn't know have known, so it's very good. Shows like this are very important. That's why we have to keep promoting it and encouraging it. And I always love when you see the kind of audience we have. Shireen's Kitchen, Big Sis, thank you so much. The show, we have so much in our community, and I know, and that's why sometimes I'm very cautious with what I say on my platform and the kind of topics that we discuss, because I know the type of audience that I have watching me. There's a database. You can literally see your audience, okay? And you have to respect your audience. And for me, it's very important. It's very important to respect the audience that I have. So certain topics and certain shows, we have to handle it in a way that is befitting of our audience. So I really want to appreciate you all so very much. For the ones that are coming and supporting right here, I appreciate you so dearly. And for those who are calling me in the background and giving me all the moral support, I thank you. Emerencia Abla, thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Villa Mama Lily, my big sis, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys don't know, I get a lot of guiding and a lot of FBI clearance debunking, my darling big sis. International boss lady, thank you, Prince Mary Nation. I get a lot of, guidance when it comes to certain shows and how to present them. I appreciate that. If people did not care, if you guys didn't really value this platform, you would not be putting in all the effort to make sure that we are all enjoying the topics that we share so very much. Thank you. I wish you all a fantastic evening or morning or afternoon, whatever your time zone may be. I will see you all sometime next week. I appreciate you all. Wishing you all the best. I'm going to love and leave you all now. Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Keep getting us informed. Thanks, Cking Dances. Thank you. Please like and share. Great show. Thanks, Mama. Thank you so much. Thanks, Unit. Bye, guys. Love you guys. Bye. Auntie Rosemary, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, guys.